Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. This is Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, we're at the end of the week. Today is August 21st, 2020, and it's late afternoon. I was just perusing my phone, looking at what the Dow was doing in my Yahoo Finance app, and anyone who has that app knows that Yahoo also presents you with articles underneath the stock tickers for the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and vice versa. So and usually those are articles that are, if you're looking for certain things, there are things there that will catch your eye. And I found an article that I thought was worth capturing here on Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. Now, before I jump into this article, I just want to say, as an aside, I recently learned how to add music to these things, so these video offerings, and I found copyright-free music on YouTube. So depending upon how I feel, you might hear some music under this. So it'll be a post-production time decision. In any case, this article is relevant and it's somewhat controversial because, as we know, we're in the coronavirus / COVID-19 crisis / pandemic, and a major controversy is reopening and sending kids back to school. A lot of folks in my Facebook network who have children have been very irate about sending their children back to school. I'm not a parent at this time, so I can only imagine the fear associated with that. And of course, the president and his administration have been pretty gung-ho about reopening things. So that's what this article is discussing, and the title is Coronavirus Update, CDC Chief Backs School Reopenings, Pfizer Lifts Curtain on Vaccine Data. So this is a 2-for-1, and this is dated today. So I'm going to read through this, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below. And this article will be in the description box below once I get done. This should be a pretty swift read because I glanced over it. So, Centers for Disease Control Director Robert Redfield. Hold on, before I start this, what's also interesting about this is that a couple of weeks ago, the Trump administration, I believe they said that they would move handling of all the COVID-19 data over to the NIH or closer to the White House or something to that effect. And that caused a stir because, well, folks don't trust the Trump administration, but it looked as though they were moving the analysis of the data from the agency or department that was most apt to handle that information for political purposes. So this is huge that the CDC chief backs reopening of schools. Okay, so let me go back to the article. Centers for Disease Control Director Robert Redfield on Friday forcefully advocated the reopening of schools, even as colleges and universities around the country have been forced to shut their doors prematurely ahead of the fall session in order to contain a rise in COVID-19 infections. And if you're subscribed to my sports channel, or if you like college football, the aspect of the colleges and universities and institutions of higher learning that's affected college football, at least in the Big Ten and the Pac-12. In the midst of an agonizing national debate about whether and how to reopen K through 12 educational institutions to students, two major U.S. colleges, the University of North Carolina and Notre Dame, were forced to backtrack from plans to restart in-person classes as the fall semester begins. Redfield highlighted distinctions between what was happening at colleges and the polarizing debate over K through 12 education, but broadly backed in-person learning. For our nation, it's important that our institutes of higher learning get opened. We don't need to do an educational pause as a nation for a couple of years, but it's got to be done safely and got to be done sensibly, he said. It's got to be done with an understanding that COVID cases are going to occur in K through 12, and they are going to occur in universities, Redfield said. As we are diagnosing these cases in schools, K through 12 in particular, those cases are not being acquired in schools. They are being acquired in the community, he continued. Universities, I think they really do need to have a strategy, a surveillance strategy, a testing strategy. Obviously, just testing students when they come on campus, that's not a strategy that's going to get you to the end of the game, Redfield said. The push to reopen schools comes as some Sunbelt states continue to struggle to contain the virus's spread, and teachers have threatened to strike if pushed to reopen without safe conditions. Currently, New York City is the only large city poised to allow students to partially return to schools in September, but the plan has been dogged by controversy and opposition. The Empire State, where infections have been trending down, now has the lowest positivity rate since the start of the pandemic and plans to reopen gyms with restrictions. Nationwide, confirmed infections continue to grow, nearing 5.6 million cases this week, with more than 174,000 dead. Globally, cases are nearing 23 million and more than 794,000 have died from the virus. In addition to the focus on school, child care centers have also been under scrutiny, with CDC monitoring several in Rhode Island after reopening in the past 3 months. The centers followed strict guidelines and tested kids and adults daily or regularly. In doing so, they were able to identify cases and prevent almost all potential secondary transmissions. Redfield said during a media briefing Friday that the study was promising and shows the potential to manage the spread of the virus when strict protocols are followed. So this part of the article is called Clinical Trial Data. Separately, revelations from trial data continue to shed more light on the race for effective COVID-19 treatments. Gilead Sciences drug, the only FDA-authorized drug to treat coronavirus patients, has become part of regular medical protocol, in addition to steroids and laying patients on their stomachs. However, doubts have been raised over just how effective it is. I believe they're referring to Remdesivir, the antiviral drug. I shot a video on that here on my channel, so you can look that up if you're interested. A new study in the Journal of the American Medical Association suggests that while studies have shown some effect in shorter treatment courses for severe patients, the effect on moderate patients was indiscernible. Among patients with moderate COVID-19, those randomized to a 10-day course of Remdesivir did not have a statistically significant difference in clinical status compared with standard care at 11 days after initiation of treatment, the publication noted. Patients randomized to a 5-day course of Remdesivir had a statistically significant difference in clinical status compared with standard care, but the difference was of uncertain clinical importance, according to the authors of the study. Meanwhile, trial data for Pfizer/BioNTech's vaccine candidate, which entered phase 3 trials at the same time as Moderna, shows why one candidate was chosen over another. The duo originally had 2 candidates they were testing. The one which made it to the late stage trial, which will enroll 30,000 patients, showed fewer adverse events in participants 18 to 55 years of age. There were a couple of hyperlinks in this article. If I can find those, I will leave those in the description box below, specifically regarding Remdesivir and the vaccine that Pfizer has been working on. So that's the article. Again, this was a 2-for-1. The first part was about reopening schools. The second part was about progress being made and new information being acquired regarding Remdesivir and Pfizer's development of a vaccine. So I'm going to stop this here. This aspect regarding the reopening of schools being advocated by the CDC is huge. That's a very controversial piece. Yeah, folks are very, very curious on the college and university level. I'm sorry, to see what's going to happen there, especially as far as college football goes, and I've discussed that over on my sports channel. So I'm going to stop here. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.